Hey you guys, I'm here today and I wanted to do a video, but rather than doing a video on a specific topic of discussion, or I guess you could say a teaching style video, I wanted to do an energy healing video. But the energy healing that I wanted to do energy healing on ourselves, meaning that I'm going to show you how I do energy healing on myself. If you prefer to have a healer to work on your behalf and do healing for you, that's fine. And I have done that, and I do offer that to friends. But sometimes there's things that we are trying to overcome. There's things that we are fighting, and we need to do it on our own. Not that there's an issue with asking for help, but sometimes we just need to you know, push ahead and do things for ourselves. And in doing this, we realize that we are capable of much more than we initially thought. We are capable of anything. And I'm one to talk because I struggle with this notion all the time that I'm not good enough, that I can't accomplish my dreams or my goals, and I turn into this big blubbering crybaby. But we all do. I'm sure each and every one of us have our moments, and during these moments of weakness we cry, and that's okay, because during those times that we're crying, we're actually unknowingly cleansing, and we're cleansing ourselves. And that's simply what you do when you shed tears, when you shed sad and negative emotions. As long as you're shedding it and you're getting rid of it, you're cleansing. And no one's perfect. No one is above breaking down and crying. That's just human nature. And if you have that moment, just go with it. Don't try to hold it back. Don't try to bottle it up, because that's the worst thing that you can do. Because, like it's been pointed out to me by my friends, when you bottle it up and you continue to just shake it and shake it and shake it, eventually it's going to explode, and then it's going to make the whole issue a much, much bigger issue than it has to be. And we don't want that. We're not trying to give negativity a reason to stay in our lives. We're not trying to give negativity a calling card, if you will. We're not trying to invite them to come or attract it. We're trying to cleanse and release and shed ourselves of negativity, and we have to do that in order to heal. So today I thought I would share with you one of the ways that I do energy healing for myself. And before we start, I just want to cleanse our space. And as you guys know, I always do this. And I guess you could say my theme ingredient for today is rose, because rose is of love. And this is a rose incense. And I suggest anytime you do any type of work, any type of discussion, anything of a spiritual nature, like I always say, cleanse. And I'm going to sit this over here in my candle holder. And I've got one other thing that I wanted to add to just enhance our ambience, and this is just simply some rose water. And what it is actually is a face mist, but the ingredients in it is water, of course, and rose hips, chamomile, quite a few flowers, but I'm not going to read the whole long list, but the most important ingredient in it is the rose, and I'm just going to simply spray it. And like I said, this is simply a face mist, but you know, like I always tell you guys, to use what you have. And I've brought my handy dandy rose quartz wand because, as you know, rose quartz, one of its very best qualities is love, and that being self-love, and that's what we're trying to focus on today, because in order to heal, in order to cleanse, in order to love another, you have to first love yourself. And this isn't anything, you know, very hard to do. It's very simple. It's a quick process. So with that being said, that will probably make this be one of my shortest videos if I don't get sidetracked and talk your ears off. But when I do this type of self-healing, this energy healing, whatever you would like to call it, I normally take a shower or a bath first, and you know, I do that to actually cleanse my physical body, but I also do it to cleanse my aura, my spiritual body. And like I mentioned earlier in a group post that I did, you know, there's many things you can do to incorporate magic into your, you know, your life and into your workings. And one of the things that I incorporate into mine is visualization. I got tongue tied with that one. You guys know what I'm trying to say, right? What we see, what we imagine. Visualization. Okay, back on a serious note. Visualization. Why was that so hard? Visualization. Okay, moving on. When we do that, what we're doing is we're imagining, we're seeing something that's not actually there, but we're forming this picture in our mind, and we may not be seeing it with our physical eyes, but we're seeing it in our mind. We're seeing it with our mind's eye. And I think that is a very important tool to possess when doing magical work. With any type of work, even in therapy, with, you know, just if you are writing, if you are meditating, it's just a very useful key to possess. And anyone can do it. And, you know, some people can do these things a lot easier than others. Some people have to work at it, but I suggest just getting somewhere where you can focus. And I normally come in my bedroom or in the bathroom. And like I said, I usually bathe beforehand, so I may be sitting down in the floor, you know, with the towel wrapped around me. If it's warm enough, I may be nude, you know, just whatever works for you, whatever you feel comfortable doing. And, you know, you don't have to necessarily be home alone to do this, but just get somewhere where you can have a few minutes of privacy and you can focus. And, you know, if you want to play some background music, I do that sometimes, just depending on my mood. If you are struggling to keep your focus, maybe you want to do it in silence. Maybe you want to use your earbuds, you know, whatever works for you. But I sit down, and when I do like I'm now. I sit down normally cross-legged on the floor or on my bed, and I place a mirror in front of me. And when I do that, just like I'm doing now, I lean in, I lean down so I can, you know, get into it. And what I mean by that is I want to be able to look myself in the face. I want to be able to look myself in the eyes, because, you know, the eyes are the windows to the soul. And we are focusing on ourselves, on our, you know, healing our inner selves. So I think when we place our focus, you know, on our face or our eyes, I think it greatly helps. And so we're sitting down, we're in front of the mirror. We've cleansed our space, we've cleansed our physical and our spiritual bodies. We've set the mood. If you want to use spray or incense, light a candle, anything to enhance it, do that. But you don't have to do any of that. And I suggest finding something to use as a wand, as a point, to point to your point of focus. It can be a crystal wand, it can be just a stone, it can be a stick that you found in the yard, just whatever you use. You can use a pen, you can use a pencil, whatever you use, just cleanse it and take a moment to connect with it. And once you do that, just make sure yourself, you're centered. And I do suggest meditating before you begin any of this. And once you do, you simply sit in front of the mirror and you clear your mind and you focus your mind. And I suggest visualization, and we're going to work on healing and love. And I suggest when you do that, that you simply think of a white light, and that white light represents healing. And think of a pink light, and that pink light represents love. And that is what you are focusing on. You look in the mirror and you focus and you see that you are sending yourself that pink light, and it's going into your reflection. You're absorbing it. It's flowing into you, and it's coming from you. It's coming from you, your actual self, and it's flowing into your actual image. That's why we're going to use the mirror. And we also see the other light. We have the white light for healing, and we have the pink light for love. And we're seeing these two lights flowing from us and into us. And what that is signifying is that we love ourselves, and we can and will heal ourselves. And we just sit there and we focus and we see this and we feel this. And when I say we feel this, think back of a time, whatever it was, whoever it was, that made you feel love, that made you feel so much love, a strong feeling of love. Think back to how that feeling actually felt, how it physically felt, how it emotionally felt. And that's the feeling you're searching for. That's the feeling that you want to experience as you're sending yourself this love, and you're receiving this love from yourself. And then think back on a time when you were hurt. It can be emotional pain, it can be physical pain, but just think back on how it felt once you healed from that pain, once that heartache was gone, or once that wound or broken bone or whatever it was that you got hurt by or with. Just imagine how it felt once it actually healed and you were whole again, when you were yourself again. Focus on that, and that is the emotion that you're reaching for. And once you remember those two emotions and you remember how they felt, then you will receive that feeling, that emotion, and that's going to be your reminder of love. Love to yourself, love of yourself, healing to yourself, healing of yourself. And during this process, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And, everyone is different. Sometimes I'll use my wand, and as I'm thinking of this energy flowing from me and to me, I will simply use my wand to guide it. I will guide it to where I want it to go, to my heart. I will guide it to where I want to send it, to my heart. I will guide it, from my mind, my emotional point of view. I'll just guide it. And along the way, if I remember, if I see, if I feel anything that may be, you know, tangling me up along the way, I'll take my wand and I'll reach in there and I'll loosen it up. And if I have to physically reach in and pull it out, I'll do that. And you can do this and you can feel content with your work in a matter of minutes. And once you do, you can finish up. And I have sat there in front of that mirror, in my moment and receiving and giving and, just focusing on my trauma and my pain and realizing that I do love myself and I can love myself, that before I known it, I've sat there for 30 minutes, an hour. Everyone is different. Every situation is different. So if it only takes you a few minutes to do what you need to do, then it only takes you a few minutes. But if it takes you 30 minutes, if it takes you an hour, it takes you 30 minutes or an hour. And you may simply be able to do this once a week and feel, refreshed, feel energized, feel healed. Or you may need to do this every day for a week. We're all different. But trust your gut. When you feel like something is not going the way it's supposed to go, when you are starting to worry and you're starting to doubt yourself and you feel like you can't do it, deep down that you need to cleanse, you need to heal. And if you have someone that's willing to do that with you, that's great. But also know that you're strong, you're capable, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. So if you need to cleanse and you need to heal, you can do it on your own. And you should do it on your own, just to remind yourself every now and again that you can do anything at all. Never give up, never stop believing. And don't worry, we do get weak. We do have our times that we doubt. We do fall down. We do feel low. And we're human, we're going to. But once we realize what we've done, just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try again, because there's nothing wrong with starting over, because sometimes it wasn't meant for the first try. Sometimes it wasn't meant for the second, the third, fourth, or fifth. Maybe the time was meant for you to have success with this, issue on the 10th or 20th try. We're all different. But just remember, you have to love yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And, I'm one to preach because I struggle with this on a day-to-day basis. But that is why I'm sharing it with you guys. Because if I can do it, you can do it. Believe me. And I just wanted to let you know that you don't need anyone to do anything, because you are worthy, you are capable, you are strong, and you are a goddess. You can do it, and you will do it. And like I always leave you with, if you believe, you will receive. Much love, you guys. Bye-bye.